What a difference 12 months can make in the world of Formula One. When we came here last year to Monza, Max Verstappen was comfortably in the championship lead, but his car did not perform well at all at this circuit, and it really started to expose some of the weaknesses at Red Bull as he finished more than half a minute behind race winner Charles Leclerc. This time round, he's not in the championship hunt at all, but he's just won the Italian Grand Prix from pole position in dominant fashion. Verstappen was nearly 20 seconds clear of Lando Norris in second place. And that's impressive and has caught the eye, but Verstappen says don't expect that every week from now on. We're just making some progress with the way we set the car up. The big story, though, was at McLaren because it all looked very settled. Norris second, Piastri third, never really fighting each other. Quite a big gap between the two compared to recent races at least. But then in the pit stops that they went for late on in the race, Piastri made his stop first just to make sure there's no trouble with Charles Leclerc fairly close behind if they had a slow stop. When Norris came in second, he did have a slow stop, and that dropped him behind Piastri, and McLaren opted to switch the positions again to try and make up for that error. That led to a big talking point because it was clear from the radio message we heard from Piastri that it had been discussed in the past and that they may have agreed that a slow pit stop could be deemed a part of racing and you would just get on with it. But both drivers agreed afterwards that when you can rectify an issue like that in the race and make it fair for the two drivers again, you will do so. But it has opened a bit of a can of worms about what might happen in future scenarios, especially when other cars are in the mix too. Personally think that McLaren got that one right because they could address what had happened, but it does show what a fine line they're trying to tread to keep both drivers happy and try and keep everything as fair as possible in this championship fight. In the end, with Verstappen winning, Norris beating Piastri was only worth 3 points more, so the gap is still 31 points between the two, and to that end, I don't think Piastri is too disappointed at all. We're headed to the final third of the season now in Baku up next, so that title fight is going to get even more intense, and it'll be with an added dynamic if Verstappen can repeat the performance we saw here today.